Welcome to Module 1 for EDCI 323. There are a few objectives for this module that's listed here. We're going to take this opportunity to learn a little bit more about each other and spend some time chatting about our professional goals. To do this, we'll work with a technology called BlendSpace, which is a big favorite among a lot of teachers today, and we'll also work with another popular app, Flipgrid. This module will be our first introduction to these things, especially to Flipgrid, which we'll be using all semester. In this module, you will create an account at both BlendSpace and Flipgrid. For BlendSpace, you'll use this to create your own little kind of self-introduction slideshow, which will be featuring you as an aspiring educator. This module will also include a discussion on how teachers get their professional development on the latest and greatest in technology, as well as lots of other things. And there's also a short orientation to online learning that is particularly valuable if you are new to Blackboard or distance education, or even to college in general. I know some folks are early in their program. So there are tools out there. There's a whole optional set of readings and videos available to you that might be helpful if you're just getting started with online learning. In this first discussion that we're going to do, you'll use BlendSpace and Flipgrid to capture your thoughts about the following questions. Things like, who are you? What's unique about you? Why did you choose education? What do you want to get out of this class? What are some of the classrooms that you've seen before? How is technology used? And what technologies interest you? So when you're all done, you're going to share your brief video in Flipgrid to introduce yourself and post your BlendSpace link to it as well. And I will show you how to do that in a minute. In our second discussion, we will explore a place that you might not expect to be a hot hangout for teachers, but it's actually Twitter, which you may or may not be using now. In our discussion, you're going to check out what's happening on the INELearn hashtag, which is the Hot Indiana Teacher Network. It's actually moderated by the Indiana Department of Education, so you know it's the real deal. So you're going to check out the hashtag, whatever's happening right at the moment that you're doing your discussion. Check it out on Twitter and find out what teachers are doing. Are they posting things from their school, things with their classroom, articles that they've read, discussions about a conference that they're going to? Whatever the case, it's going to be up there and there'll be plenty of it. So you'll be able to see what everybody's talking about. Find something that you found interesting, that's useful, something that you found valuable from doing this, and then in your Flipgrid you'll share what it was that you found, why it was valuable to you, who was sharing it, who was that person, were they a teacher somewhere, tech coach, administrator, and then tell us what you think. Would you participate in this professional learning network yourself someday? Even if you're not a Twitter user, remember that you don't have to be logged into Twitter in order to see tweets. So if you don't want to create an account, you don't already have one, don't worry, you're not required to create an account for Twitter just to look at stuff. And you're not required to participate either, although if you'd like to, that'd be great, and we encourage that kind of thing as well. So that can even count towards your participation points later. So think about that if you're on the fence about whether you'd like to use Twitter or not. So some things to remember, make sure that you've read everything and all the assignment descriptions so you know what's required of you. There's usually a lot going on our assignment pages, but really everything is listed there. Everything that you need to know is there. If you can read along and follow what's asked, then you're going to be successful. I can guarantee that. Also, be aware that using BlendSpace in the way that we're going to be using it is creative. There's no one right way to do it. It's not the point. There's no number of slides that you need to have. Just do your best and come up with whatever it is that you'd like to share. Teachers are supposed to be creative people. So as a future teacher, we need to remember that and learn how to tap into our creativity. Have fun, enjoy yourself as you answer all the questions. And everybody likes to talk about themselves, so hopefully it'll be a fairly easy experience for you. Once you post your blend space link into that first Flipgrid discussion, then you'll want to also look at some of the grids that your other classmates have left. You can then choose anybody, maybe somebody you know, maybe somebody you don't know. You'll be able to see everybody's faces, so you might know if that person has been in other classes with you. And then you'll be able to talk to them, send them a video back. So you're limited to 3 minutes per video, which is plenty of time. You should be able to say as much as you want in that time. And you'll easily be able to reply to someone, tell them what you'd like to say. So 2 is the minimum replies, but you can certainly do more than that, and you can get bonus points at the end of the semester if you do participate more on Flipgrids. So these resources are here. They're also in our course. They're here to help you. Be sure to ask for assistance too. If you have questions, need clarification, I'm here to help you, so just reach out and ask. Or you can even stop by my office, or stop by the virtual class sessions on Monday nights. So with that said, I'm going to jump over to Blackboard now so that you can see what that looks like in context. So here's our Blackboard course. And I'm going to jump to the instructional modules in Module 1 because that's where we're at. In fact, I'm going to actually show it to you the way you guys see it, which is almost the same but slightly different from the way I see it. So there's Module 1. And of course, there's the same reminders of what we're doing, how we're doing it. There's the orientation to online learning, and there's a few interesting links and things here. Again, if you're new to online learning, you might want to check it out. There's even a little assignment here that you're welcome to do. It's optional. There's no points. It's just there for you to get some ideas out about things that you'd like to think about to kind of plan for how it is that you might manage your time while you're taking this or any online class. So if you have thoughts or questions, ideas about this, then you're more than welcome to use this assignment. I'll give you feedback on it, but again, it's optional. No points are available. It's just something for you for your personal enrichment. So our discussions are going to be located under discussions. You'll see the link here. And so here is the explanation of everything that you would need to know. How to go about getting your blend space site. Again, it's blendspace.com. Easy to log in and get into. If you are curious about it or have questions about it, there's links in the syllabus for their privacy policy and those kinds of things. There's also a link to the help page here as well. So then you are going to, after you kind of look through these questions, things like, who am I? What am I? What do I think about the growth mindset? How does that factor into things? Do you have a growth mindset? Technology. What is technology in the classroom? What does that mean to you? Have you seen anybody using cool technology? Some of us are near the end of our programs in this class, so you might be able to share some things that you've done in field experiences or watched in observations that you can share with the rest of us. Good or bad. It doesn't even have to be great examples. It could be examples you question too. It's all valid. It's all something that we have seen, and you might be able to share those thoughts about what you thought of that experience, good or bad. And then what do you want to get out of this class? So it'd be great to hear what some of your goals are for learning in this class, so that we can kind of help each other. You can help me know what it is that I can help you with. And I'll be responding to each of you with a video too. So not only will you reply to each other, but I'll reply to you also. So when you're ready to post your link, then you'll post it in Flipgrid. So you'll record your video and post it, and I'm going to show you how that looks. First, I'm going to point you to blend space, which I've already logged into my account. And I created my own. I have the link in there. You can view it if you'd like to. It tells you a little bit about me, all the stuff that makes me interesting or not, depending on who you are. So it's literally as easy as dropping resources from the right into the left. And you can add as many rows as you need. So you have 14 different boxes here, but you can keep adding till kingdom come, or have not as many, if you don't want to. And yes, it is my cat. Isn't he cute? I have a picture of him from every year he's been in that Christmas tree. He's 9 now. So that was last year's picture, I believe. Anyway, so you can search Google, you can bring in YouTube videos, you can bring in, other web page links, links from your Google Drive. We are going to be using our Google Drive this semester, so if you're not that familiar with it, this could be a good opportunity. You could put in like a slideshow or something like that if you want to. Your Dropbox, if you use Dropbox, you can drop things from there, or upload things from your computer. So some people like to go to Facebook, for example, to go get things that they've, photos and things that they've posted there. You can go and download those from your Facebook, save them on your computer, and then upload them here, since this thing can't search your Facebook. That's one thing it can't do. It can search lots of stuff, but not Facebook. But for example, if I wanted to add the Purdue Northwest link here, I could type in Purdue Northwest into the Google link search, and it's the first thing that comes up, luckily. And I can drag that into the box, and then it'll give me a little thing where I can get a sneak preview, and I can add a description like I work at Purdue Northwest. And I've been doing so for, hold your breath, 20 years. This is actually my 20th year this year. So yeah. So there we go. Now I have a link for Purdue Northwest there. And when I'm ready, I can hit share on this and I get a link. And so this is the link that you're going to take into Flipgrid with you to post. So I'm just going to go ahead and copy that and put it on my back burner for a minute. Now, Flipgrid, there's a couple things to remember. First of all, once you get in there, you have to create an account. It'll prompt you to do that. But the second thing, our password is EDCI 32300. It'll always ask for that same password. It is a secure site, so as a teacher I have to add a password to it. I couldn't make it non-password, so you have to remember that you're in EDCI 32300 when you enter your Flipgrid for this class. Hopefully that won't be too tough to remember. This password is linked in a few places, so you'll see it periodically in the course. If you happen to forget, send me a text or an email and I will get it out to you again. But hopefully you'll remember that. So the direct link to each of our Flipgrids is going to be here. Each one will be different each time. And so you'll see it, and it'll prompt you to enter that password. I'll enter it there. And then you'll see a thing that looks like this. So it'll tell you a very brief version of what I just explained, how to do the blend space. And then I'll hit that plus button when I'm ready to record my own video. And again, you can use your, I'm using Google Chrome right now. It works great in Chrome. There I am. There's my messy house. And I'm wearing my Purdue shirt. I'm not on camera very well. There we are. So there I am. I'm on camera. And again, I've said this before. I'll say it again. If for some reason you aren't comfortable being on camera, obviously audio is important, so being able to hear you is important. But if we for some reason you don't want to be on camera today, you don't have to be. You can go off camera. You can put your stuffed animal in front of there. You can just block it off. Whatever you need to do is totally okay. I won't require you to be on the camera every time, although it is kind of nice to see each other. So if you have the opportunity, go ahead and be on camera. It might mean combing your hair, but you don't have to put pants on because we won't see. So with that said, when you're ready, your hair looks great, then you can there are two options. You can actually upload a video as long as it's under the 3-minute marker that you can record separately. Like say you recorded something with your phone, you can actually upload it on your own, or you can use the tool and go ahead and record. So I'm just going to go ahead and make it record something brief. So here I am recording, doing my song and dance, introducing myself, blah, blah, blah. So when I'm done, I'm done. You'll hear yourself again. You can watch it again to make sure. You can put up a cute picture of yourself and you can actually decorate it in a minute, which everybody loves. So I think you're really going to like this site. It's way better than text discussion boards, I think. So here I am doing my thing. That was pretty bad, but hey, whatever. We can then add some emojis to it. It's still summertime, so I'm thinking about the beach and popsicles, because why not? Popsicles are pretty good, even though I'm not allowed to have popsicles anymore. So here we go. You can add your own little pictures. You can draw. You can do whatever you want. Some people will spend more time on this than our actual video, and that's okay. So next we will upload our video, and this is where you'll have to enter your information. So you'll enter your name. You'll enter your email address. This is where you're kind of signing up for an account, not really, because you'll just it'll ask you this every time. So you won't have to set a password for yourself, which is nice. It's one less password you'll have to remember. But you will have to enter your email address here, and you can give yourself a title. I'm just going to call it Test Introduction, but the key thing is this is where I can post my link. That's the link that I copied from my Blend space. So there it is. There's my link. And then I can hit submit my video. And it'll say, yay, now it's completed. And there it is. My cute video is sitting there. And now everybody else in the class could come and watch it. So as we populate this, you're going to see 50 different videos down here, and you'll be able to see everybody's names and what they're up to. And just click on them if you want to watch what they did. And then you can add a reply. Then you can add your reply. So if you want to then reply to me, it makes no sense for me to reply to me, but I can certainly do it. And it takes you back to the exact same thing. So then you can record your video, and that's your reply. So it is truly that simple. It's so simple that you'll probably think that that you're missing something. It's truly that simple. You're not missing anything. The hard part is in preparing the assignments, because a lot of these will have links that will go along with them. BlendSpace is our first one that'll have that. A couple don't have accompanying links. You'll just talk. But in a lot of cases, there will be more to it than that, which is, not so bad. You can see how the instructions are fairly well laid out, hopefully for you to be able to get through everything and know what's going on. So with that said, I'm going to take you now to the second discussion in our module for this particular period. We don't have any projects, just these two discussions. And so the IN eLearn hashtag, if you don't use Twitter, hashtags are basically ways of categorizing things in Twitter, because otherwise it's just sort of a big mess. They actually call it the fire hose. If you just look at twitter.com and see just everything happening at once, there's all kinds of things. And, using hashtags is just a way of compartmentalizing and looking only at tweets related to certain topics. So IN eLearn is for the Indiana Department of Education's e-learning office. They run it, or moderate it, and then everybody who uses it are teachers, administrators, tech coaches, all kinds of wonderful people around our state. And they post resources for one another and have basically created the biggest professional learning network in our whole state. So it's a really valuable resource. Even if you're not a Twitter user, you don't have an account, you can still look at this stuff. So don't feel like you have to create an account if you don't want to at this time. Twitter can be an awesome resource. It's also filled with a lot of stuff that social media tends to come with. So, if you are the type of person that shies away from social media, that's totally fine. Someday you may want to participate in the Twitter community just for iNeLearn and just to look at it any other time that you don't want to use it. That's pretty much what I do. I'm not a big social media user myself. And so, Twitter's great for my teaching stuff, but otherwise I really don't look at it. Even though there's lots of great things on it too in other places, there's also a lot of garbage. So it is what it is. But um, as with many technologies, it can be used for good or ill. So the iNeLearned hashtag, I promised you, will not be full of garbage. It'll be full of wonderful things by wonderful people, many people that I know, that I can vouch for personally as being awesome educators. So also something that they happen to do on Thursday nights is run a Twitter chat. So and there is a participation option if you'd like to participate in one of the Thursday night Twitter chats and send me a brief little reflection on what you did that night, then I would be very happy to give you some points for that. So that is an option, which does mean you have to sign up for Twitter if you want to do that, because you have to participate. Instead of just watching, I actually want you to try and answer some questions and be part of that group. So that's out there as an option, totally optional for additional participation credit, which you can read about in our participation guide. So anyway, let me show you what the Twitter community looks like so that you're prepared. If you've not really used Twitter before, and I know some people don't really follow it, that's information about the I clicked the wrong one. So the instructions specifically on what to do, this takes you to the iNeLearn hashtag site. Basically what we want you to do is go here, see what's happening. What's latest and greatest? What's exciting? What's cool? And I will tell you that top doesn't always mean latest. As you can see, they're showing me things from July 19th. It's actually July 25th when I'm recording this. So, even though these items were considered top by number of views or number of likes or retweets, they may not be the best things happening at this current moment. For example, you can see Diana here, who is actually a good friend of mine, and you might meet her later this semester. Diana she said R5, blah, blah, blah. R5 means she's responding to the 5th question in a Twitter chat. So given that day, it was probably an IDOE Twitter chat. So that's pretty cool. But if we go to latest, given that it's the 25th, now I can see stuff that's happening right now. So for example, Stephen, who also posts a lot, and he's in our area, Stephen was posting about kids and clothes. Kind of fun. And he's got a note for the kindergarten virtual network and stuff about what's coming up on the Indiana e-learning Twitter chat, which is happening tomorrow night. So, and there's a retweet basically of what they're going to be doing. So they're doing a back to school series right now, which of course you're seeing this after the fact, but they do lots of great things, and they do archive them so you can watch their videos and things that they do later. Kim, another good friend of mine, she serves on the ICE board. And so she's posted something from George Couros, he's a pretty famous author in the education world. And actually, if you never noticed this before, at the very top of all our pages is a little quote from George Couros. So that's sort of special. So you could click on this link and then find out what George was saying. So he posted a growth mindset rubric. Well, that's kind of a cool thing. So this might be a great resource to share with the rest of us. Hey, I found this great blog post. George Couros talked about moving beyond growth mindset. He shared some thoughts and he had this great rubric. Boom. So when you go back to your assignment now, you found this link, this stuff from George Couros, so that's what you can talk about. And Kim Hendrick shared it. You can even click on Kim if you wanted to find out more about her. She is the Director of Innovation at the the Central Indiana Service Center. So there are service centers all around our state, and she is the one in Indianapolis, which is the biggest one, of course. So that's kind of a cool thing. So then you can learn a little bit more about what recent things Kim has posted if you wanted to. And so when you post your Flipgrid, you'll tell us all that stuff. Remember, you have 3 minutes, so you might want to write down some notes for yourself before you record. And then make sure you tell us like whether you do this again. Do you like this sort of thing? Would you participate in this network more regularly? Do you want to meet all these people and make connections with them? It's okay to say no. Even though they're wonderful people, it's totally okay to say no if you're not ready for that right now. So it's out there for you. It's our opportunity to explore in a very non-threatening environment. Dip in, see what's cool, come out, share with us. It's actually a pretty short project that won't take you very long to do, I promise. So with that said, that is Module 1. Please make sure that you ask questions if you have any, and I'm going to look forward to seeing your videos and sharing with you.